43 Words of the Queen 155. My daughter, since thou hast, by faith and divine light, arrived at a knowledge of the grandeur of God and of his ineffable condescension in coming down from heaven for thee and for all the mortals, let not this benefit be for the idle and fruitless. Adore the essence of God with profound reverence, and praise him for what thou knowest of his goodness. Receive not light and grace in vain. 2 Cor 6:1, and study the encouraging example given by my most holy Son and myself in imitation of him, as thou hast come to be instructed in it. For as he was the true God, and I his mother, for in so far as he was man his most holy humanity was created, let us humiliate ourselves in the remembrance of our lowly human nature and confess the greatness of the divinity, greater than any creature can comprehend. Do this especially when thou receivest the same Lord in the Holy Sacrament. In this admirable sacrament my most holy Son with divinity and humanity comes to thee and remains with thee in a new and incomprehensible way. His great condescension is manifest, though it is little taken notice of and respected by mortals, nor does it find the return due to such love. 156 Let then thy acknowledgment be accompanied with as much humility, reverence, and worship as is possible to thy combined powers and faculties, for though they be exerted to the utmost limit, they will always fall short of what thou owest to God and of what he deserves. And in order that thou mayest as far as possible make up for thy deficiencies, offer up that, which my most holy Son and I have done. Unite thy spirit and thy affections in union with the Church triumphant and militant, offering at the same time thy life as a sacrifice and praying that all nations may know, confess, and adore their true God who became man for all. Thank him for the benefits, which he has conferred and confers on all, whether they know him or not, whether they confess or repudiate him. Above all I ask of thee, my dearest, to do that which is most acceptable to the Lord and most pleasing to me, that thou grieve, and in sweet affection mourn over the gross ignorance and dangerous tardiness of the sons of men, over the ingratitude also of the children of the Church, who, having received the light of the divine faith, yet live in such interior forgetfulness of the works and benefits of the Incarnation, yea, of God himself, and so much so, that they seem to differ from infidels only in some ceremonies and exterior worship. They perform these without spirit or heartiness, many times offending and provoking the divine justice which they should placate. 157 Through this ignorance and torpidity it happens that they are not prepared to receive and acquire the true science of the Most High. They bring upon themselves the loss of the divine light and they deserve to be left in the heavy darkness, making themselves more unworthy than the infidels themselves and entailing upon themselves an incomparably greater chastisement. Mourn over such great damage of thy neighbors and pray for help from the bottom of thy heart. And in order that thou mayest put away from thy own self such formidable dangers, do not undervalue the favors and benefits, which thou receivest, nor, even under pretense of humility, belittle or forget them. Remember and consider how distant was the journey, which the grace of the Most High has made in order to call thee. PS 18:7. Ponder in thy mind, how it has waited upon thee and consoled thee, assured thee in thy doubts, quieted thee in thy fears, ignored and pardoned thy faults, multiplied favors, caresses, and blessings. I assure thee, my daughter, that thou must confess in thy heart, that the Most High has not done such things with any other generation. Thou of thyself canst do nothing, thou art poor and more useless than others. Let then thy thanks be greater than that of all the creatures.